Hello, Franklin families. It's Miss Ferrara, the library media specialist, and today's story is Santa is Coming to New Jersey. And our story is written by Steve Smallman and illustrated by Robert Dunn. Santa is coming to New Jersey. Well, boomed Santa, have all the children from New Jersey been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teetering piles of letters that the children of New Jersey had sent him. Mostly? Asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we better get their presents loaded up. Even though the sack of presents was really, really, really big, and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it onto Santa's sleigh. Though how they managed to fit such a big sack onto one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Not quite, Santa, said the little old elf. One of our reindeer is missing. I wonder which reindeer is missing. Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It is his first flight tonight. I've called him and called him, but just then a young reindeer strolled up, munching on a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa. But the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the little elf calling. Oh, well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa nav and tapped in the coordinates for New Jersey. This will guide us to New Jersey in no time. Crunch, crunch, crunch. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went, racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. We'll soon have these presents delivered to the Garden State. Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south across the North Atlantic. On they flew in the wintry air, crossing the coast over New England. In the wink of an eye, the sleigh was flying above New York and on to New Jersey. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole before. They had just crossed over the High Point Monument when, suddenly, they ran into a blizzard. Snowflakes whirled around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem concerned. In 2 miles, said Santa Nav in a bossy lady's voice. Keep left at the next star. But, ma'am, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all of this snow. Soon they were hopelessly lost. Where's Rudolph when you need him? Then, through the howling blizzard, the youngest reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. He looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. Red nose? I wonder who that could be. There was that sound again, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with a little box with buttons on it. With a flick of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off toward the sound of the bells, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. Whoa! Cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. What's going on? Then, to his surprise, he heard the ringing sound. Well done, yeah, young reindeer, he shouted cheerfully. It must be the bells of the Cathedral Basilica of the Sacred Heart in Newark. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming. Then, suddenly, crunch! The sleigh hit something as if it plummeted through the snow clouds. You have arrived, said the Santa's nav. Finally, when the snow had died down and the clouds parted, Santa discovered exactly where they were, stuck right at the very top of the National Newark building. Everybody pull! The reindeer pulled with all their might until, at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped clear of the building and Santa steered them safely up Broad Street, above Rutgers University, past the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, over Newark Museum, and down into Brook Park. Luckily, there was no real damage done, but the packages had all been jumbled up. Santa quickly sorted out the presents into order again. All right, said Santa. Thanks to this young reindeer, I know where we are now. Don't worry, children. Santa is coming. Santa drove his sleigh expertly from rooftop to rooftop all over New Jersey, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he could, which was pretty fast for a chubby fellow. There were big chimneys in Elizabeth and small chimneys in Vineland. He squeezed down thin chimneys in Trenton and plummeted down fat chimneys in Princeton. The youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all, and it looked like the children in New Jersey were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer was starting to feel a bit weary and quite hungry, too. In house after house, Santa delved inside his sack for packages of every shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas trees and carefully filled up the stockings with surprises. In house after house, the good children of New Jersey had left out a large plate of cookies, a small glass of milk, and a big crunchy carrot. Santa took a little bite out of each cookie, a tiny sip of milk, wiped his beard, and popped the carrots into his sack. From Asbury Park to Atlantic City, from Sussex County to Cape May, from Hohokus to Hackensack, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in New Jersey. Santa delivered presents to Allison, Andrew, Anna, Arabella, Archie, Ashley. The list went on and on. Zach, Zara, Zeb, Zoe, Zibble. Zibble? That might be a spelling mistake. Finally, Santa had delivered the last present on his long New Jersey list. Great moons and stars, sighed Santa. It's past midnight, and my sack seems as heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone. Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa divided the carrots among all the reindeer. Well done, he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa Nav once more to the North Pole, and soon they were speeding over Jersey City, across Liberty State Park, and above Ellis Island through the crisp, starry night. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. Merry Christmas, New Jersey. And that was our story. Santa is coming to New Jersey. I hope you enjoyed it.